Hey there. Today's coaching call is going to be on the power of video in real estate and how you can really make a difference utilizing video. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and all right. So what we're going to talk about today is why video wins. And then we're going to talk about the VSL or the video sales letter. We're going to talk about pre-listing videos and how these can cement your listings. And we're going to talk about how videos actually sell the home and how listing videos actually sell the agent. And then we're going to do a wrap up and I'm going to invite you to a challenge. And the reason for that is because I believe that information without implementation is entertainment. So you always want to take an action step when you learn something that you want to implement. All right, so why video wins? Well, nowadays buyers scroll past photos, but they stop for video. Our brains process video 60,000 times faster than text. Buyers can actually feel the home through a video, and sellers and buyers can actually feel who the agent is through a video. Sellers hire agents nowadays who look ahead of the curve using video, and that translates into the status of authority and makes you a marketing expert. Now let's talk about the video sales letter. This is authority at scale. And the definition of a VSL is a persuasive video that educates and positions you as the expert. Why it works? Well, you're the educator, not just a salesperson. Sellers trust you before meeting you. In many cases, they feel like they've already met you. And one video works 24/7. It works while you sleep, reaching hundreds of prospects instead of the one-off that we usually do, door knocking or cold calling. It's way more productive. The structure of the video sales letter is you have a hook, you have a problem. The hook is something that causes people to stop scrolling. The problem that the client might have, a solution that only you can solve, proof, and then an invitation or a call to action. Where to use your VSL? You can put it on your website homepage. You can use it on your social media, pre-listing emails. You can use it for Facebook, Instagram, and Google Ads. And you can also add it to your email signature. So the takeaway is that a VSL markets you at scale, meaning you're reaching hundreds of people at the same time, building authority, trust, and it creates inbound listing opportunities. And I'll just share with you an example of one that I use. Okay. So this is, let's try to get, okay, here we go. So this is one that I use for my business, listingadvantage.io, where I help agents who are struggling with income learn what they can do to create predictable income and get off that feast or famine. It goes through everything that I talked about, the hook, the problem, the solution, uh, proof, and then the call to action. And the call to action is right down here. They can reserve their spot. This takes them to an application where I can find out a little bit more about them so I can help them. And then once they've gone through that, it gives them the opportunity to book on my calendar for a strategy call. And that's how you have people that want to work with you booking on your calendar. It's pretty sweet. All right, I'm going to stop this share, go back to our document, and here we go. So that's the power of the VSL. Now let's talk about pre-listing videos with Loom or PowerPoint. So why it matters? Well, if sellers are going to interview two or three agents, a Loom or a PowerPoint video makes you the front runner. You've sent it before you meet with them, so they already have a feel for who you are and what you can do. And why Loom or PowerPoint? Well, they're both easy to record. They both give you a face in the corner talking, and Loom has trackable views and also an instant share link. What do you cover in your pre-listing video? Well, you do a warm intro. You showcase your marketing, maybe with a screen share. You share proof, stat, maybe what your listing offer original list price to sale price is, if that's a good ratio, maybe 98% or even more over 100. You can also share client success stories. You're going to set the agenda for the appointment to come, and you're going to close with confidence. Or if you've sent a pre-listing packet, you can use the video to confirm details. So you show up with accurate data. And I'll just tell a story. Because I often use tax records, now I've learned, but I showed up to a listing and the tax records had said they had 4 bedrooms when they actually had 7. So all my comps were wrong, all my data was wrong. it was brand new. I did not get that listing, but it taught me a powerful lesson to always verify details with my clients and not assume anything. And here's just an example of a PowerPoint that I use for something like that. Let me share my screen here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start a slide so you can see what this looks like. I can get my cursor over there. And it looks like this. Hi, Kevin and Sherry. I'm looking forward to meeting with you tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. But before we meet, I just wanted to verify a few things so I can provide accurate information and our time truly productive. Here are your tax records, and they show that you purchased your home in 1997. There are 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Now, tax records can be incorrect, so I just wanted to verify with you these details. Also, tax records show that the tax bill for 2024 was $2,700. So do you have any exemptions that I should know about? If there's anything else that I should know about your home before bringing over some strategies, please let me know. I'll call to confirm our appointment and you can let me know then, or just reach out at your convenience. See you tomorrow. All right. And then now I'm going to share an example of a loom. So just give me a second here. Sorry, setting up these screen shares is a little bit glitchy. All right, here we go. So I happen to use Loom quite a bit. These are responding to Facebook ads. I like to do that with Loom because it lets them see a face, makes me more real. I oftentimes will use a photo of the home if I can have one that I don't, plagiarize or infringe on copyright. But if I haven't taken a photo of the home, I'll use Google Earth. And so here's an example of one where I use Google Earth. This is Candace Story. I just wanted to introduce myself. A while back, you asked for valuation on 2163 Whitehall Drive, and I'm your neighbor in that area. In fact, I used to live off Mabry in Lock Island, so I'm quite familiar with the area. It's a great community, and I'd love to be able to help you. I just have a few more questions. If we could set up a time, I'll reach out to you later today, or if I can't reach you, I'll try a little bit later this week. If you want to reach me in the meantime, my number is. Okay, so that gives you kind of an example of how I use that to respond to ads. Most agents will pick up the phone, but if you actually use a video, that's much more powerful. So let's get back to our document and move on. All right, so the impact of that is when you send a pre-listing video, for instance, if you have a video, if you have a listing appointment that's a week away, you can send little looms with information every day, so that they maybe 30 seconds to a minute, so that they feel like they already know you, and they often have already chosen you before you arrive. And if you use the pre-listing videos to address objections like listing price, maybe you do a short video on why price is important and how price per square foot is important. Maybe you do a listing video, a loom about depersonalizing your home, and that it's a little bit distressing to put away all your wonderful photos, but it can feel like Christmas when you open back up all those memories when you move to your new place. Just those are some ideas for that, but you can just absolutely have the sellers know who you are, so that when you walk in, it's like they're meeting a friend and they've chosen you before you arrive. Now, how do listing videos sell the home? Well, listing videos create an emotional connection, so people can get a feel for how to live in a home with a certain amount of square footage. Flow and space, video shows room-to-room movement, reach and visibility. Platforms push video over photos, so you get better SEO, and that means more eyeballs on your listing. And the perceived value, homes with a professional video look higher end, and so you get stronger offers. Now, be unique. Have other agents act like they live in the home and have video showcase them. So for instance, I know an agent who had a listing that she got after it expired, and it sat on the market for 6 months, and no one had been able to sell it. But she did a video that was very unique, and it showed a woman coming home with a suitcase to the home, showed her walking up the stairs with her suitcase, walking into the house. It's showcasing all the rooms as she's walking through to the kitchen. In the kitchen, there's a male, maybe her spouse, who is making a beautiful salad and dinner. And then she takes her suitcase upstairs. It showcases the stairs, the wrought iron balustrades, showcases the bedroom, shows her going into the bathroom, showcases the bathroom. Then it cuts away next to her. She's changed clothes and she's in her office looking at her emails on her computer. And then she walks downstairs all relaxed, and her husband or the male that's making the dinner takes her out to the deck where everything is set beautifully, and they sit down and have dinner. What that showcased is how people want to live in their home. Most people want their home to be neat and clean. They envision this lifestyle where they're not sitting with trays in front of their TV, but actually sitting on the deck enjoying nature and a beautiful meal together and having conversations. This agent was able to sell that home very, very shortly after that video. Another thing you can do is, I had a seller, I've done these kind of featuring the wow factors and really, really pushing those through a video. So for instance, I had a seller who had created this tremendous backyard with lots of decks, lots of walkways, really beautiful nature, and a beautiful barbecue area. I partnered with a vendor an insurance agent, who actually sponsored the cost of the barbecue, hamburgers and hot dogs and buns and chips and soda. And I invited some agents that I knew over and some friends, and I had the videographer take the video of the barbecue, and we were able to showcase that backyard and then also the home, because people were walking through the home, and we're able to showcase every room. I got that listing sold very shortly after that video, and it was a hard to sell listing. So you can use your video to showcase the wow. How videos sell agents? Well, it's proof of marketing muscle. Sellers think, if they market like this, imagine what they'll do for my home. And then personal branding, your face and your voice equal instant trust. And differentiation, 80% of agents don't use video consistently, so you stand out. Pre-listing influence, a quick intro video lowers resistance before the meeting. Now, there's a couple of things. When I use videos where I'm not present in the walkthrough, I will often say to sellers this as a differentiator. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, most agents will showcase themselves walking through your home. They're trying to generate business for themselves, but my job is to market your home. So I'm not going to be in this video. I'm just going to focus on the videographer really showcasing your home without any interference from me. And if I'm going to do the walkthrough through the home, um, I will package it like this. I'll say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, um, I want to make sure as I walk through the home that I point out features that a buyer might miss in a regular video without me pointing them out. So either way, I can win on that. Um, Now let's talk to keys to a listing video that sells. You want a hook that stops you in 3 seconds. It's got to stop the scroll with curiosity. For example, luxury living under 400,000. Yes, you read that right. A gorgeous 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3.5 bath home that checks every box, and it's under 400,000. Lifestyle first, show what it feels like to live there. Example, if you're doing the video walkthrough, paint a picture with words of what it would be like to live in this home. So for instance, you could say something like, hey, can you just picture yourself with flour and making cookies with your kids or brownies with your kids on this beautiful kitchen island, or look at this unbelievable deck. Picture yourself with all your friends over for an appetizer and wine tasting party. And it's just absolutely gorgeous for that. Look at the backyard. So you can paint that picture of the wow features. Make sure for feature focus that you're pointing out 2 to 3 standout details. What is or are the wow features? Make sure you're pointing that out. And then with your call to action, you can either say something like DM me for details, learn more, or comment porch for a showing. Now, I like this because that porch might be the wow factor. So if the wow factor is the kitchen, I'll say comment kitchen for a showing. or for more information. And what that does is cements that wow factor in that person's, in that buyer, potential buyer's mind, and also reminds them that that's the wow factor for this home. All right, so wrap up and challenge. Action steps for you as an agent. Post one short listing video this week. Use another agent's if you're new. You can use mine if you're in Marketing Mastery or listingadvantage.io. Record your loom using a pre-listing video template. Again, use another agent's listing for practice. You don't have to send these out, but you can send them out to me if you want to, so I can look at them and make sure that they're hitting all the markets. Don't be shy of being on video. A lot of us don't like seeing ourselves on video, but just get over that. It's where we have to be in this market. Draft your video sales letter. Now, if you're in listingadvantage.io, if you've already joined that and you're in the marketing mastery module, you have a template that walks you through every single bit of it to make it simple and easy and structured. And it also then helps you understand how to record your video sales letter. I'm going to do at a later date tips for recording videos. So just stay tuned for that. And just a little bit, your video sales letter markets you at scale. Your pre-listing video markets you as a differentiator, and your listing video markets the home. So here's a summary of what we talked about. Why video wins, the video sales letter, your pre-listing video and how powerful that can be, how listing videos sell the home and how to be unique, how listing videos sell the agent and how to paint that picture, and then the wrap up and the challenge, which we said a little bit earlier. So that was it for today. If you have any questions at all, just reach out to me. I'm delighted to help. If you want more information about listingadvantage.io, reach out for that as well. I'm glad to help with that. We could set up a strategy call, see if we're a good fit and if I can help you. Take care now.